Brandon, what do you make of this insane meltdown?
Well, unfortunately, it's not all that surprising for me to hear. I mean, there are elements of the progressive left. This is their very intent when they talk about regulating big tech, when they talk about reining in big tech. It's all about controlling our speech. Who can say what? What can we talk about? And that's what's really concerning when you see folks on Capitol Hill, some conservative Republicans working hand in glove with some of these progressive Democrats. Frankly, the Democrats are trying to pull the wool over our eyes. They're trying to shift all this regulatory power into the government and ultimately have a huge impact on what we can say and what we cannot say.
Christian, these tech companies like Facebook and the like, they have been and these media clatterbags on these networks, they've been the surrogates of censorship. And I just find it utterly laughable that now that if, say, on Twitter, for example, that it'll be an open platform and that conservatives will actually have a voice and won't be silenced anymore, that these talking heads feel like, or the left, they feel like they're losing power and control. And that's why you see what I call this asymmetric outrage.
Right. Well, it's a lot like when Fox News came along. The left, the opposition, they cannot stand even a dissenting view, even a single dissenting view. You know, up comes Fox News. The left still has ABC, NBC, CBS, PBS, the New York Times, the Washington Post, increasingly the Wall Street Journal, on and on and on. And they just can't stand that. And we're seeing that again. I was looking at Time's website, which are 6 words I never thought I would say, to look up Charlotte Alter's. You know, this is someone who is reported on youth social movement. It's just amazing. These are highly credentialed bobos. They have nothing to say. The idea that free speech is just a white construct and therefore evil, it's the basis of the United States and ought to be the basis of journalism. And I think this is why we're seeing a lot of these incumbent sites fail. And who knows what Musk does with Twitter. I don't like the company. I'm not on Twitter anymore. I wish them the best, but it's interesting. They just cannot tolerate any dissent.
That Bobo from CNN who had a public fit, if you will. Before we go, I just want to point out what Glenn Greenwald wrote on Twitter. He pointed out that CNN Plus collapsed after 22 days, after hundreds of millions of dollars were spent. And he said, quote, "Wouldn't you be in a panic knowing the public doesn't trust you or care what you say, thus needing to censor?" I loved it. Brandon, Christian, stay right there.